Hello, this is Juniper of Solovie Studio, and welcome to my backyard. It's raining right now, and it's been raining most of the day, so I am filming on my porch. Today I would like to talk about balancing of the offensive and defensive. So, having been to a lot of soccer games in the past few weeks, the offensive and the defensive part of a soccer team, football team, basketball team, whatever, very, very, very important. You have to be aggressive, but you also have to protect. So the offensive is the aggressive, is the action, is the doing, is the putting yourself out there, that sort of thing. And the defense is the passive, the nurturing, the guarding, the thinking 5 steps ahead. Oh, well, the soccer player may kick the ball over there and over here, over here, over here. So you have to plan ahead. That planning, it's like playing chess. The expecting, well, they could do this and then I could do that. They could do this and I could do that. That sort of calculating, planning, preparing is the defensive. So, if you have ever set an intention for yourself, whether it's, it could be anything, a project that you want to do, exercise plan, a way of eating, a diet, anything in your life, any aspect that you would like to make a change in. You need the balance of the masculine and the feminine, the balance of the offensive, what you're going to do, and the defensive. If you're talking about diet, you're offensively going to choose healthier items to eat. Defensively, you're going to choose to avoid this, and this, whatever it is. Whether you're transitioning from being omnivore to a vegetarian, or whether you're transitioning from, fast food to whole food, or whether you're transitioning to being gluten-free from being able to eat at any restaurant. There's the balancing of I'm going to protect myself in this way, and I'm going to do this thing. And so if you're not eating meat anymore, then maybe a barbecue is not the place where you don't bring a satisfying item to eat for yourself if you're going to attend family or neighborhood barbecue. Just saying. But the balancing of the masculine and feminine. So each person, regardless of genitalia, has a masculine side and a feminine side. And you have to have both of those in order to live a healthy life. Sometimes you have to be active. You have to pay those bills. You have to do X, Y, and Z. At the same time, you need to plan ahead. When it comes time to pay those bills, you need to have planned ahead to make sure that you didn't spend all your money shopping for whatever you're shopping for. I don't know what you like to buy. So for me, I have to make sure that I have money to pay my water bill and not just go into the local yarn shop, the local herb shop, the local grocery store and spend all my money on food or crafting supplies or whatever like that. So you have to use your feminine side, the defensive side, the protective side, and okay, so I can only spend this much money right now to ensure that I can do X, Y, and Z for my masculine side. So It's also the masculine and the feminine also are the giving, the masculine side, and the receiving, the feminine side. So you have to balance both of those are important. Like if you're a person who just gives, and then all of a sudden you have nothing because you're lending money to this person, to that person, you're spending your time with this person and that person, helping them with themselves, but you're not giving to yourself, and you're not, or there's the tendency to, when somebody offers you something, oh no, I'm all right. Oh no, here, have this, I would like to give this beautiful lunch to you, or I'd like to, take you out to lunch. Oh no, that's all right. And you don't accept it for some reason. You're not a receiver, you're just a giver. So the balancing of the giving and receiving, that's also the masculine and feminine. So if you take on a project, whether it's as simple as anything, I don't know, weight loss, or writing a book, or completing a painting, or starting a business, or whatever that is, you need to balance the masculine and the feminine. You need to, if you're starting any sort of project, plan for X, Y, and Z, PDQ, blah, blah, blah. But also, in the doing process, when you run into a roadblock, because of the feminine side, you've already planned for this possibility, this possibility, this possibility. So if you're moving and moving, and then it's like the universe says, nope, that direction, that road is closed to you, then you're like, oh, but I've already thought about it, so I have X, Y, and Z. So then you can move down path X. And if you hit a roadblock down X, and you've already spent time thinking about, oh, well, this may come up, this may come up, this may come up, then you can go down the path of Y, etc., etc. So but if you get stuck in the feminine energy of just thinking, oh, there's so many options, and that can create a sense of feeling overwhelmed. I want to do this, I want to do this, want, the receiving, then you get stuck in but I'm overwhelmed because where do I start? Whereas, in my experience, having, been in relationships with men, they just do, but then as their helpmate, as their support cheerleader, like, yeah, go do the thing, they don't anticipate X, Y, Z, PDQ, and then I can see, as being a woman, I can see, well, beware of this, and this, and this, and then eventually one of those, this and this and this, will come up, and they'll just come home and like, oh my goodness, oh, la. Well, because you need to be prepared for anything possible. You need to be able to switch directions. And if you get stuck at a crossroads, well, I can do this or I can do this, that's time to get into your feminine side and think about, if I do this, the possibilities. If I do this, the possibilities. And what do I feel will be the best way to take right now? Next week, maybe a completely different scenario. But for right now, which action am I going to choose? Because if you get stuck just in the planning of thinking about all of the things and you're not actually taking any steps, then you won't make any progress. So if I'm not continuously carding the wool into a roving that I can spin, I'm not making progress. That energy is stagnant. It's not going to work. Okay, so life happens, right? You're going to have those days where I didn't card the wool yesterday. I didn't. But that doesn't mean I can't do it today. That doesn't mean that today isn't a new day and I can pick it up, especially when it's all rainy and not really a time that I want to go outside to be soaked to the bone. is the perfect day for me just to sit inside and card the wool, honestly. Because it is, as you can hear, the gutter has been smashed by a branch, so it has this little bit that's bent, and the gutter is full and pouring right now. So on a day like today, okay, well, maybe I had planned to go for this huge hike, but because of the weather and because of my children being back in school and there's a couple colds and flus going around right now, I need to maintain my immune system by not exposing myself to severe cold and wet and rain and exhaustion. But to help my immune system, I need to just chill out until the rain stops and do something productive at the same time. So that's the balancing of the masculine and feminine. I'm still going to do something. I'm going to go card the wool, but I'm not going to do this other thing that I could be doing. So making sure that there's continually a balance between the doing and the planning, the doing and the thinking, the putting yourself out there and making contacts and thinking about how to best utilize what resources you have. That's my tidbit for the day. Okay, blessings on your day. Bye.